Studios.
I want to see your success, and that's part of the reason why I showcase you guys on the channel, because it's like being a parent. It's like seeing you guys graduate from college. Because they say never to downplay your accomplishments, but I still feel like I still could do so much more. But seeing other artists really accomplish what they have, like my buddy Ben Bishop, who worked on the Turtles, and he has his own book called The Aggregate. I did a Kickstarter video for him. I am so proud of him, and I think more artists should be that way. We should be proud of each other's accomplishments, not jealous.
It's a discipline.
If you keep grinding out, your time will come too. I've had some roadblocks, with my health, opportunities, come and go. But I feel like if you just keep pushing, I didn't even think my channel was gonna hit 1,000 subscribers ever, and I was able to do that thanks to you guys, thanks to some channels like Pusa Studios and not another game collector, Gamer Thumb. They're all actually featured on my channel. So if you go to the main page, it says featured channels. I feature them because you always want to thank the people that have supported you. Just like my parents. My parents have been so supportive. I remember when I got accepted to School of the Arts. The first thing my dad did, he took me to Michael's to get a sketchbook, and he said, at the time,
It's a discipline.
we didn't have much, and when I used to go to toy stores or video game stores, he would be like, "Go get one thing," but when he took me to that art store, he was just like, "Get whatever you need," and I'll never forget that. And it's those kind of things that you never want to forget. You always want to thank the people that have supported you. Even bullies. I know there's this whole anti-bully thing, but I was bullied in school, and sometimes those bullies would change your mindset. And you would always be like, you know what? I'm gonna prove it to them. I'm gonna make something of myself. And you don't thank the bully personally, but what you do with your life is really proof of what you can accomplish, and I'm a firm believer in being able to push through the adversity and really push yourself. And sorry if I'm getting all mushy. But sometimes those type of things need to be said. And I know a lot of artists out there, especially the ones I meet at shows, that don't even have a setup. They see me and they talk to me and they're like, "Hey, I'm an artist. I really want to get my art out there." I'm talking to you guys. I want you to realize that everybody struggles. I guarantee you, Jim Lee, who is a superstar in the comic book world, he struggles even today. No one is immune to life. And it's what you do with that life that really shows your character. I firmly believe that, so I'm pretty much just tracing the drawing here, the pencil that I did, so that's why I wanted to throw a little bit of wisdom in there. And who knows, maybe 10 years from now I might have a little bit more wisdom. Your wisdom is a lot like learning. It's stuff that it's experience that you've added on through the years. And I still got a long ways to go, but sharing my art and sharing what I know, I feel can help. If it can help one person, it's worth talking about. That's the thing, is talking about things is the best way. You know, they say if you have mental, or not mental, but if you're depressed, the best thing to do is to talk. And any of you guys out there, and gals, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta say guys and gals. If any of you out there, you know, struggle with stuff and need someone to talk to, you know, the comment section's right there. Don't ever hesitate. And I also have a Twitter. I'm always open to talk. Obviously, when I'm drawing, it's kind of hard to do that, but sometimes it's just having that one person to listen to and talk to. Because I've dealt with stress and anxiety, and you know, before I used to always be scared to talk about those things, but the older I get, I realize, you know, everyone's kind of going through their crucible. You know, in the Marine Corps, there's something called the crucible, and you need to pass that in order to get through boot camp. So I always say, like, everybody has their own crucible. You know, probably a couple Marines are gonna hate me saying that, but it's true. You know, everybody has their crucible. You know, some people, they might not be able to pay their car payment this month. You know, or make their mortgage payment, or can't pay their school loan. It's those little things that we worry about, and those are our little crucibles, you know. Alright, so the hand looks somewhat robotic, and I know, just like every artist out there, we all struggle with hands and feet. I don't care who you are. I know every artist is. Even Rob Layfield has problems with hands and feet. We all do. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to really point out those shortcomings, though. If it's a friendly critique, and that's one thing, critique is very important. Just like I said earlier, Mark Kistler watched one of the videos that I did, the step-by-step. I think he watched the Sailor Moon one. And he gave me a friendly critique. And, you know, criticism, especially this day and age, people take criticism as a negative thing, and it can be negative if the connotation is negative. But if you see someone that is just outright trying to help you, take their advice. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You take the advice and it doesn't work? It doesn't work, then just go back to the drawing board. That's really important. You know, if someone's being outright disrespectful, then that's different. But if someone's truly trying to help you, you know, take that advice. You know, all throughout middle school, I used to draw constantly, and I used to hear from other people, and they would trash me drawing. And that's not criticism. That is just being mean. Criticism is someone saying, hey, you might want to do this with your art instead of trying this. Try this technique. You know, the word try is very powerful. Like Yoda, I think it was Yoda that said it in Star Wars. Do not try, do. So if someone tells you to try it, do it. I mean, in art. I'm not saying anything else. Jeez. I'm having one of those nights. I'm brain farting words and forgetting things and telling you to try everything. I did not try everything. Someone gives you some input for art. Give it a shot. There's an artist called Sora Sung. I did a Kickstarter for her too, and she helped me a lot just by watching how she draws. She is super talented. It's crazy how talented she is. It's funny too because I put up a piece of art on the marketplace on Facebook for sale, and someone messaged me and said, I would like some, I wish I could sell my stuff on Facebook, my art. And I said, do it. And now I'm going to feature him on the artist showcase because he showed me some of his art and it blew me away. So just being friendly with everybody, and even people who are not friendly to you, if you are friendly to them, kill them with kindness. You never know what you're going to get out of it. I remember one kid in high school, he did not like anybody, and we didn't get along. And eventually we became friends. That's just, it's weird how that happens. You can be friends with people. Sometimes it's just finding that mutual ground, being the mutual respect. Because there's a lot of beliefs out there, a lot of differences, and our differences can separate us, but the things that bring us together can really strengthen the bond. It's the same thing. That's why I really love the gaming community. Yeah, there's a lot of bad apples in the gaming community, but if you find common ground, you can really find friends out there that you never thought you would have. And that goes back to killing them with kindness. And the people that don't like kindness, it'll be a way to get those people out of your way. They're not gonna like, you being kind to them. So you got them out of the way now. They just can't handle the kindness. It's just too much. The force is too strong. You went Super Saiyan kindness. Alright, so now I'm getting to so I've finished the torso. So now I'm getting to his pelvic region, and then to the dreaded legs. Luckily, there wasn't enough space on here to draw the feet without losing the detail in the head. Because of the perspective, if I were to draw from the foot to the head, it would have been squished down, and you really want to focus on the head and the chest piece. So having enough space for that, so that's why I had to make some caveats, or not caveats, but some things I had to change. So I had to kind of omit the feet, but now I have the detail of the hands, the center, and the pelvic region. What I really enjoy about drawing Transformers is that it's a lot like drawing Gundam. Really enjoy drawing Gundam characters. Those robots look amazing. Not taking anything away from Transformers, because Transformers are pretty dope. But the Gundam designs are crazy. I did a commission at a show for the Gundam. Oh man, no, I can't think of the name. It was from a newer version of Gundam, and when I saw the reference photos, because the person commissioning it was just like, I want it to look like this, I couldn't believe how much detail they could squeeze in little areas. And I like to add detail, but man, it was massive. It was amazing how much detail was in there. It was crazy. It was crazy. That's my Tom Haverford impression from Parks and Rec. It's a crazy. I don't know, son, what you heard, but I said I wanted all the bacon and eggs. I love Ron Swanson. I should do a Ron Swanson, but one of the next videos that I'm going to be doing is pretty cool. I'm taking a couple of the YouTubers that I'm friends with, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I am going to do a Super Smash Brothers homage, but instead of Super Smash Brothers characters, I'm doing them. And I'm going to make some prints and then put it on the channel, on the store. Not Teespring, but maybe like my big cartel store. And I still got to finish making that. It's funny how you remember things while you're talking about it. The store is like halfway set up. I haven't gone live because there's no artwork on there yet. So I have the account set up. So that way, you know, it'll be open to everybody. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry real quick because I'm going to be moving down and I don't want to smudge this. So I'll be right back. Alright. So it's dried up a little bit. I went completely against what I said I was going to do too, which was stay as loose as possible with the inks, but I get carried away. Sometimes you get carried away, and that's okay. This toy has so much detail in it, so I want to capture all of it. The only thing I am going to leave a little detail out is on the chest plate, because I want the colors to speak for itself. And then we can write the words in later, like the play. I think it's play, stop, and record on his pelvic region. And because he is somewhat three-dimensional in a 2D plane, I'm adding the shadows of the buttons so that they look like buttons. Kind of like what I did here, where I added these little scratches, because it is metal, so you want to give it that metal look to it. Same thing I'm going to do here. I'm just going to add a couple of scratches and dents. Alright. Super happy how it's coming out. You know, when things come out the way you want it to, you get happier. It's a happy little Transformers. Happy. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the Art Sensei. Because I want to do some videos and have him kind of take over. If you guys are really enjoying it, we can do more videos. His schedule's a little tight, so it's kind of hard to find him sometimes. You know, he's out there fighting crime and teaching kids how to draw. I mean, we found some common ground. I know he took over the show, but geez. At what cost? At what cost? That's from the movie Employee of the Month. I don't know, I really love bad movies. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I grew up liking bad movies. If you guys ever watched a movie called The Stupids, it's so bad. But I love it. And there's another movie that came out around the same time. I'm a big Tom Arnold fan. Called Carpool. It's 90s goodness. I miss the 90s so much, and I know I sound like my parents who always said they miss the 80s. But the 90s is just, that time period was just awesome. Like when you got your first Super Nintendo, and when you played Sega Genesis for this first time. Those things can never be matched. I remember when I opened my PlayStation 4, and it's different because, you know, you buy the new systems yourself. But when you were a kid and you got a video game system, it was like opening Pandora's box. You're like, what's in this? You know, what's gonna happen? And your life changed forever. Because I credit video games, you know, video games, comics, cartoons, all those things fall into that realm where I but really was influenced to do this for the rest of my life. So I always liked to draw, but if I didn't have those influences in my life, and that's why video games are so important on my channel. The history of video games, I'm working on the script for that right now, or the history of art in video games. Ayami Kojima actually won the poll on Twitter. But those things, to me, are iconic. You know, And that's why gaming is so big now, because we all have those experiences with video games. And it's a multi-generational thing, because my father-in-law is in his 70s, and he talks about pinball machines. And pinball machines to me fall into that video game category. It's one of those things where it's multi-generational. You got people that grew up with Atari and Pong, and people that grew up with Nintendo. I'm not a big fan of NES. It's probably because by the time I was, old enough to play video games, the NES was almost on its way out. So I played it for a little bit, but then I got a Game Boy. I think I have more memories with my Game Boy than I do NES. And I felt like the games were pretty much all shovelware, except some of the first-party Nintendo games. But when Super Nintendo and Sega, oh man, they blew me away. No pun intended. Like, it literally, no blast processing did that to me. It was literally just, I couldn't believe the colors coming through this TV. And we didn't have a big TV growing up. I think it was like a 20-inch. But you can see all those colors. And it was a game changer. A game changer. Alright, so we got the head lined out. The torso, the arms. Still got to draw the boombox. As you can see here, I corrected the angle that his hand is going to be in, so it looks a little wonky right now, but we can fix that with shading. I'm going to darken this whole area out, and now draw the hand. Remember, it's a robotic hand, so give it those little mechanical flair. So if you have a YouTube channel, and you're a friend of the channel, and you want to be on this Super Smash Bros. Jam piece, please let me know in the comments down below. I don't want to miss you guys, and I want to be able to add you all on there. I didn't add GamerThumb and Your Player 2 because I've done pieces for them, of them. So I want to have this open to other people. If I have space, I have no problem adding them on. Because most likely I'll have to do an 11x17, which is a big piece. And any bigger, and it just won't show up on camera. I already struggle getting the camera to really focus in on 11x17 because it's so big compared to what the camera can capture. I think if it was a 4K camera, it probably could capture a little bit more. But I only have HD, 1080p. And honestly, people are watching on their phones. You don't need 4K. Honestly, 480p, you can barely tell the difference on a phone. That creaking is my chair. So, no, there is not a frog loose in the office. You heard it again. So the main reason why it's important to line all these details up is you want to make sure that you capture the 3D, the boxiness of the Generation 1 Transformers. Look a lot like toys because that's what they were marketed as, so you can really see the toyness of it, if that's even a word. If it's not a word, correct me in the comments. I'm on a roll tonight. Maybe because I really haven't drawn too much today, so it's kind of making me goof off a little bit. I get giddy when I can draw. The struggles of being a parent. My wife is sick, so I've pretty much had the kids all day, and I love them to death, but they are a handful. My oldest is not too bad. She's she's really calm. But the little one, she can be a little rambunctious, as you've seen in some of the past streams. She had the Minecraft stream, and she's a goofball, and it's hard to keep up with them. My hat off to anybody who is in their 40s and has kids. I don't know how you do it. I'm no spring chicken, but I'm still considered pretty young for having an 8 and 12-year-old, so. But man, they are hard to really manage, especially when they got all that energy to burn off. Alright, so the right leg is finished. Now on to the left leg. Hope you guys enjoy the music. That's actually the No Copyright Sound Spotify page. So if you guys have Spotify, it is free. I think you just pay for premium if you want no commercials. The whole family uses it, so I sprung for the premium, and I go to so many conventions. It's nice to have unlimited radio. Alright, so you want to get those little details in the knee pads here, and we want to make sure that they're uniform, so put the same detail. If you change anything on one side, make sure you change it on the other, or else it will look off. And a lot of these tools can be found at your local Michaels or mom and pop art stores. Just ask for Copic products or Prismacolor, also Micron. I use Micron, but I am very heavy-handed, and I tend to bend the tips. I think it was the Saitama video I showed you. The tip on one of them was completely blown out. And they don't blow out easy, but when you're heavy-handed like I am, you can really bend the tip. And I tend to draw with pen the same way I draw with pencil, and that could be a bit problematic. So we're going to go a little bit at an angle here for those box. And then, like I said, same thing on this side. You can get a little sketchy if you want. Kind of adds character. What you don't want to do is keep petting the line. I stress that a lot because it can make your piece look very amateurish. Unless you're doing this where you're kind of adding another dimension to it, it's okay to kind of scribble on that. But as far as stick with one line, even if it's just a little off, it's okay. Like I said, it adds that character to it. No pun intended. Adding character while drawing a character. So if you guys enjoy this video, please definitely hit the like button. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel, just hit that nice little subscribe button, and it will keep you up to date with all my newest videos. And I also have a Patreon. Originally I was going to close it, but the Patreons said they were okay with keeping it open, so I kept it open. And what that does is, you know, for as little as $1 a month, you can support the channel. You don't have to. If there's other ways you can support the channel, just by hitting that like button, subscribing, sharing with friends. Because I share on Facebook, but Facebook is the enemy to YouTube. So they really censor my links. So the way I can get out there is if you guys on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you guys share it, then it'll mean the world to me. Because then someone might stroll on the channel and really find some help. Or even just chill, talk. I'm hoping to get my streaming setup fixed so I can do these type of drawings live. Because I love looking at the chat and seeing what you guys have to say, but the comment section is just as good. So if you want to leave me any comments, please leave away. So now what I'm going to do to give it that sticker look is I'm going to go around the outline and just really thicken this line out. Because what happens is it creates somewhat of a contrast. So all these thinner lines inside really give it really brings it to life. I love a sticker look, and I think that's why I go really vibrant with my colors. And then after we line it, I'm just gonna let it dry. So when I return, we should be ready to color, and I'm gonna erase it once it's all dried up. Oh, I love this song. It gets me hyped. Ooh, yeah. The Macho Sal, Randy Sal. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a big wrestling fan. It's another thing that was really influential to me was wrestling. I really enjoyed wrestling and the characters. It was like a comic book come to life. And those characters were larger than life, and we've lost a lot of great wrestlers, you know, because they died really young. And I've always enjoyed it. I know it's quote unquote fake, but I know wrestlers personally, and their bodies tell me a different story. So I always say it's not fake, it's scripted. But a lot of my goofiness and being able to talk is thanks to wrestling, because as a kid I used to just sit there and draw and make these fun wrestling voices and make my friends laugh, and we used to pretend to have wrestling entrances. It was a blast. I miss being a kid. Alright, so before I let it dry, I want to take a moment here and actually add a little bit more details. Just little things to really add to the picture. So I'm just going to add a vent here, a cooling system vent, some doodads here on the shoulder, maybe like a light, and maybe like and remember, what we do on this side we have to do on the other. And then over here, obviously it's going to look a little different. We don't want it to be uniform, but you know, just enough to look a little bit inconspicuous. Alright, so that should be good. Now we just gotta let it dry. And then we can erase the pencil, except the Decepticon symbol. I'm gonna leave that there until we actually go over with the Copic. But I'll be right back while it dries. Alright, so what's cool right now is that I am recording for this tutorial step-by-step video, and I decided to stream at the same time, and I am being rated by the people that I talked about in the video. Not Another Game Collector, Gamer Thumb TV, Your Player 2, Jason Summers is awesome. So thank you guys for rating the stream here. I don't think I've ever had all three of you on the stream at once. You guys always pop in and out, you know. Well, that's one thing I forgot to do. I forgot to add the webcam so you guys can see me. So for the video, I am just adding the webcam. So I'm just going to pause this real quick. So, I've just been rated by some really awesome people on YouTube. So we're going to continue this piece of Soundwave. So what we're going to do with Soundwave is, because we want to make him look 3D, we're going to add these little dark spots for shading. So you might lose a little bit of detail if you've drawn in that detail, but that's okay, because like I said, this centerpiece is going to be blue, the Decepticon symbol is going to be purple, and we're going to really show those pieces. Soundwave has a really iconic look to him, and he's honestly the coolest Decepticon. Thank you, Jason. Catch you later. Have a great one. Yeah, no worries, man. You guys have fun out there. Battletoads trailer sucked. Well, Gamer Thumb got excited about it. I am not a big fan of when they take old games and try to make them better or newer. Though that Streets of Rage 3, Streets of Rage 4 looks awesome, but I would have much rather seen them kind of stick to the original. I didn't really look at it because, like I said, E3 just they hype these things and then they don't come out for years. And I guess a couple people got mad too because Shenmue on PC is only going to come out through Epic Game Service. So that's kind of a bummer. So apologies to everyone watching the step-by-step. I'm just answering some of the questions in the chat. So if you do have any questions that I missed, you can leave them in the comments down below when the video is posted. I would love to chat with every one of you guys. Now that I'm getting surgery, I'm probably going to be out of commission for 2 or 3 days. So it's going to give me enough time to answer any questions, concerns. If you are struggling with anything in your art, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. Scully's House of Thrillers, thank you so much for coming on. Jason Summer says he has a Decepticon tattoo on his hand. Well, you picked the right side, Jason. The Decepticons are just cool. Alright, so obviously my tremor is getting the best of me now. That's what happens when you're drawing all day. Since I got up today, I started this Harley Quinn piece, and it literally took most of the day because I was working so hard on making sure women are one of the, for me, most challenging things, because when I was a kid, all I drew was monsters, and I didn't really focus on drawing women, and I struggle with that now. So being able to draw women is very challenging, but I love challenging myself. You can't get better if you don't challenge yourself. I really like what you're doing. Oh, thank you so much, Scully House of Thrillers. Look at Rash from Killer Instinct, bro, graphic wise. I have it downloaded on my Xbox, but I have not played the Killer Instinct game. I should, but I am spending so much time on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's insane. I don't think I'm ever going to finish that game. There's just so much to do. They are the best. I write novels and read them. Well, that's awesome. Well, if you ever want to be featured on the channel, you know, art is not just drawing. Art is dancing. Art is getting out there and really doing what you do best. I always say, you know, even people that make houses, they're artists. Architecture, the construction worker, everyone's an artist. It's being able to make that art come to life. Making art come to life. That, honestly, that's what I should have named the channel. but Otero Studios has stuck. At first I'm like, everyone's gonna butcher my last name, but it's stuck. It's okay if people get it a little bit wrong. I get Otero. It's all good. Alright, so now what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna add some spots for shading. So I'm just gonna add some little scribbles here and a couple of Pablo on Twitch, good friend, thank you so much. Checkpoint Show, what's going on? Nathan in the house, thank you so much for stopping by. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to the 0.05 here and just add a little bit more what I call flair. Just a couple scratches. We're probably going to lose a little bit of this detail when we start to color, which will be soon. In a second I'm going to pause the main video here. I still will be streaming, and we're just going to let this ink dry so when we color with the markers we don't smudge any of the art here. Just little scratches, and then a little bit here, add a little detail there. So Stoner, oh yeah, fine art, fun art, gift of gab is an art form even. Yes, obviously, yes, definitely. Not obviously, definitely. I like to learn more about including animation in my B-roll. If you know animation software, I am still a noob when it comes to animation. It's just one of those things that just never been that great at. I spend too much time on one drawing. If there was a way to take your drawing and kind of fix points to it so you can move it freehand and make the animation that way. I remember Dreamweaver and Flash. I don't know if those programs still exist. I used to really get into that, but then Adobe started getting really stingy, charging crazy amounts for their software, and then I had to stop using it. Now it's subscription based, which is even worse, honestly, because you end up spending way more for the software than if you were just to buy it outright. You know, $10 a month might not seem like a lot, but then you multiply that by 12 months, it's $120 a year. And if you want all the other suites, I think it's like $50 a month. It's just too much. Especially most of us artists are on a really big, we're on a tight budget, you know. Sometimes you get commissions that fall through, or you have slow months. Is my audio okay? I feel like I'm giving some feedback. Hello, hello, hello? Hello, hello, hello? Sierra, thank you so much for stopping by. I saw you stream and instantly clicked. It's 4:30 a.m. here. I'm traveling. Oh man. Well, I hope you get some sleep. And thank you for coming on at least. Hopefully my calmness here can get you to sleep. I got the sniffles. Dropping a quick like. I'll be back in a few if you're still going on. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna be on until I finish this sound wave. So I'll be streaming for a while. Krita is free. I'm messing with it. It seems to be a lot like Adobe. Krita is nice. I have trouble with Krita. I don't know if it's my graphics card, but it lags pretty bad, and I want to stay away from that because my hand moves very quickly, and lag can really screw up a piece for me. But it's good learning tool for you. Alright, so now we're going to start coloring. I'm going to pause the main video, but the streaming is going to keep going. Alright, so we let the piece dry. Now we're going to start coloring. There's some spots where I hit while the video was paused that I noticed. I added some shading on the hand here. The rest of the hand, since it's blue, we're going to use blue to shade the rest. And now we're going to hit this Decepticon symbol. And the reason why I say I'm going to do something funky here is I'm going to use the paint marker to really make this pop. The audio is great. Oh, thank you so much. I wasn't sure if the audio was going to be a problem. Alright, so I already found one issue with this paper. Hey, Soundwave is way better than any Transformers. Andy, is my nephew in the chat? Holy, how's it going, buddy? Soundwave is my favorite of the just all Transformers. He's just so cool. My sister used to be a Transformer cosplay professional. She would love this picture. She's a massive Soundwave nerd. That's cool. Hey, if you could show it to her, the more the merrier. Alright, so now we got Soundwave's chest piece all colored up. Remember, we're going to do the detail using the paint marker. Now the rest of Soundwave, we're going to use gray, blue, I see a little bit of yellow there, and then we still have to add the play, rewind, fast forward, stop, and pause. Or not, looks like record. So, oh, Andy, it's so good to hear from you, buddy. My nephew's in the chat. Everybody say hi to Andy. He's my nephew. He's so far away and I miss him like crazy. I still got the sniffles, guys. Alright, so for the chest piece, we're going to use royal blue and cobalt blue. The royal blue is going to be for the lighter spots, and then the cobalt is going to be for the shadows. So this paper is not ideal for a marker. I can already tell it's not taking in the color the way I'd like it to, but that's okay. We can work around it. No big deal. Remember what I said earlier in the video? Struggling is half the battle. Now I sound like G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe versus Transformers. Half-Life 3 confirmed. You passed high school? Congratulations, buddy. I'm not sure. IDW, they're hit or miss when it comes to sketch paper. IDW uses, they normally use cardstock, which you can tell this is a lot thinner than the paper I use. Look at the difference. This is a sketch card I use. You can even hear it. Whereas I flick this, it has a very lightness to it, and it could be because on the other side there's an image, so that's probably why it's not soaking the color. This one, I'll show you the difference here when I use the royal blue. You see how it looks like it's instantly part of the paper. Here it looks a little muddied, and that's okay. We can work around that. No, it's not soaking the colors very well, but that's okay. You know, I can work around it. The only downfall is we might not be able to blend it as well as I'd like. But, you know, sometimes you have to work with what you got. It's just a bummer because the pencil drawing came out really good. I get excited when everything comes together, you know. I am feeling okay. I have surgery on Wednesday, so I should be feeling a lot better after that surgery. I'm getting an implant putting on my back. That should help with a lot of the nerve pain. Yeah, honestly the best paper for markers is Canson paper. Bristol board, smooth. It just really soaks that marker in, and it allows for a nice blend. But I mean, this still works for a Transformer. It's not too bad, but it could be why I got this cheap. You know, you always wonder why certain sketch covers are cheaper than others, and this is why. Because the paper quality is just not as good, you know. So Andy, do you like Soundwave? I thought Grimlock was your favorite. So everybody in the video who cannot see the chat, my nephew came on and I am so excited. I hope it really goes well, dude. You deserve to get rid of that back pain. I can't imagine how much it hurts. I have good days and bad days. The back pain can be really frustrating when you do streams, because like on a video I can pause at will, and when I'm at a convention I can get up and walk around, but in a live stream you just can't get up, and that's why my streams usually tend to be very short. This one's gonna be a little longer because I really want you guys to really enjoy this video. That's why I'm streaming it at the same time, kind of behind the scenes while I'm doing this video. And as you can see, I'm already running into some difficulties with the blend here. It's soaking a little too much. Or not soaking at all, rather. And I apologize for the people in the chat. I have the sniffles. Finally getting over this hump of a cold, and it is lasting a little too long. And so I am been sniffling all day long. What worries me about this not taking in the marker is when I use the paint marker, I'm not sure the highlights are going to show up as well. But we will see. You can't knock it till you try it, you know. See, as it's drying, you can see spots that just not taking in the marker. Check me out, all the video games. Check you out on what, Jason? Alright, so here we go with the hand. Oh boy, I'm scared. I'm scared, mommy. I like Soundwave, but Megatron is my favorite. Oh, of course you like Megatron. Not counting Megatron. I always thought... Which one was the cop from the movie? Forgot which one was the cop from the movie. Sorry, gotta go with Galvatron. Galvatron's your favorite. Sorry about that, I forgot how to spell that world. Oh, word, okay. Blackout. Blackout's your favorite? Or Blackout is the cop, right? I don't know, there's so many cool Transformers, and they keep making new ones. Actually, we can look in here, because this is a Transformers book. There's some cool ones in here. But the animation style is very anime-ish. So, there's some cool stuff in here. IDW does a really good job with the comic. Can't say the same about the quality of the paper. The paper's kind of rubbish, as you guys would say in the UK. Rubbish. I love it. Rubbish. Sound like RoboCop when I say it, though. That is rubbish. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Cup is the cop, I believe. I thought Blackout. You know, no, Barricade. Checkpoint's got it. It's Barricade. Yeah, 'cause I think he's a Mustang. I don't know, I love Bumblebee because the one car I always wanted when I was younger was a Camaro. Out of all the cars. And then I grew up, and then Lamborghini became my car of choice. I doubt I'll ever be able to afford a Lamborghini on an artist's salary, but that is my car of choice. I love Lambos. Shockwave is also a joke. Oh yeah, Shockwave. Shockwave's the Raptor, right? The airplane. Do you watch the new Gears of War 5? Andy, I was just saying that in the chat. I actually don't watch E3. I stay away from E3. It's just a big commercial, and I don't like commercials. I like to be surprised when I go to the game store and then I see the game sitting on the shelf. You know, it's just like movie trailers. I don't like to watch movie trailers because I don't like to know what movies are coming out. I like to just be surprised. Alright, so we're going to see how the Cobalt Blue comes out. Can't think of who my favorite Transformer, probably Starscream. Well, Andy is a big fan of the movies. Oh no! Yeah, it's not blending well. That's okay. We can work around it. So we'll move to another area, which is the eyes. See, he's taking the red okay. And I'm gonna, before it dries, we're gonna hit it with darker red. And then the grays are gonna be fun. I am excited about the grays. I'm using my Broken C3 marker, which is a kind of a mid-tone gray. I'm in the 90s animated movie. Oh, you're on the 90s animated movie. Alright, so we're back now. I am recording here. Everyone in the stream is still there. So we're going to use the gray here to really make the metal stand out. Laserbeak is wicked too. I'm not sure which one that one is. See the gray, it's taking the grays just fine. I don't know why it wasn't taking the blue. Maybe the blue was too wet. But I'm gonna wait till it dries and try to hit it again to make it look like it's really bummed out how the blue came out. It's okay, I am going to try and fix it. Do you know Soundwave was killed, but he came back as Sound Blaster? No, Andy, you have an encyclopedic knowledge of Transformers. You are my Transformer guru. So you can educate the whole chat here. My nephew Andy is a huge Transformers fan. Actually, a couple Christmases ago he came to visit, and I got him a Transformer. I think it was Barricade I got you. That was fun times. Oh, chat almost went to sleep there. I have two computers here set up. I have one computer in front of me, and then I have the streaming computer to the right of me. It almost shut down. Don't want to lose the chat. Alright, see, this is still really wet, so we're gonna stay away from that. But it gave me this cool grayish blue here. I'm digging it. Alright, so I'm gonna hit it with a another type of gray. This is called C7, and it's just going to give it that 3D effect that we're looking for. I love the Prime series. I am a big fan of Beast Wars. I know it's not really considered Transformers canon, right? But Beast Wars is the one that I would watch every morning before I went to school. It was one of those ones that was always on at like 6 in the morning. That's the one that I was surprised they didn't make a movie about. Was alright, it's not bad. Alright. I'm happy now. It's coming out the way I want it to. Alright, we're gonna do some yellow here for the highlights. And then we have to wait for the paint to really dry, or the marker to really dry before we can hit it for the center here. Beast Wars was awful, but I loved it so much. Yeah, it was so bad it's good. It was the original So Bad It's Good for us kids. Is the G1 Transformers way better than the new one? It depends your taste. I mean, it's definitely a generational thing, I think. It's kind of like Gundam. People who grew up with the original Gundam really enjoy it more than any other Gundam. People who grew up with Gundam Wing think that it's the best. So it's honestly your taste in Gundam. Yeah, I am never using this sketch, because I have a couple of these Transformer sketch covers. I am never using this one again. Alright, so we got the grays, some red accents. The thing of Transformers, it grows and changes each generation. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a generational thing. There were 2 Megatrons in Beast Wars. Yeah, you're right. You just got Verve and watched a few episodes. Don't do that to yourself, Alien Chief. It's kind of like I went back and I watched, I think it was the Super Mario show, the Super Show. And I forgot how bad it was. But it's definitely in that category, so bad it's good, you know. Alright, so now for the background, I'm going to use a lighter tone of red, maybe even pink. We'll use Bergonia Pink. And what the pink's going to do is really make the blue pop out. So the theory I'm using here is called contrasting colors. So on the color wheel, a complementary color is a color that's right next to it. Whereas a contrasting color is opposite. So a contrasting color is blue and red. And what that does is it creates contrast. So it makes things pop out more. If you see here, it is now making Soundwave pop out of the picture. And this gives it a chance, when you do this and you work another area, it gives the picture a chance to dry in certain other areas. In the house, you're on Twitch right now also. Yeah! Yeah, I'm doing a multi-stream. It's a program called Restream. It allows me to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. It is awesome. I love it. And this chat allows me to see both sides, so I don't miss anything. Don't want to lose anybody on Twitch, you know. Alright, so now we're going to do C5. This is C5 right here, and it's a good mid-tone between the C3 and we can hit all those areas that were left open. And as you can see, it's kind of starting to add that layer, makes a layer there, and you can fix anything that the other marker didn't blend out. I like the effect though, it kind of gives it a watercolor effect. Alright, so now that that is all done, what I'm going to do is, I have watercolor here, if I can reach it. Urgh. Did you also know that Transformers 2, the Fallen real name is Megatron, and he was responsible to make Megatron as the bad guy? I did not know that. See, if you guys want to know some Transformers info, definitely check out. Andy, do you have a YouTube channel, or do you just use it to watch? I got my nasty toothbrush there. And I don't have any water. So I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab toothbrush here. And we're going to make purple. Did you pick the best ones? Did I pick the best? Oh, not yet. I will though. I haven't started the artist showcase video yet, but I will. The artist showcase I'm doing every 2 weeks, because now there's a new cowboy in town. His name is the Art Sensei, and he takes over the channel once a week. Alright, so I grabbed some purple here. Now I'm going to flick it. Alright, now I'm going to let that dry real quick. Clean off the toothbrush. Okay, gotcha. Didn't know when you were going to do it. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I'm trying to get a schedule going on the channel. Once I get a nice schedule going, then things will fall into place a little bit more. So as you can see here, I'm scratching off the white, because now we're going to go pink, and this is red right here. So white and red will make pink. So we're going to, this is the swatch area that you can see if the color's coming out the way you want it. I want it just a little bit pinker. Alright, that's the pink that I want. Add a little bit more white. Nice splatter paint, Sal. Thank you so much. Yeah, blackout was horribly used in the films. Oh, thanks, Andy. I appreciate that. Alright. I'm going to clean off the finger here. Alright, so now we can let that dry, and then we're going to hit it with the paint marker. I'm going to pause the video. Alright, so it looks like we've dried up enough of the picture here. So we kind of gave it a very 80s, 90s look here. Okay, Sal, 7:45 comes early in the morning. Tell everyone I send my love. Thanks, Jen. Thanks for popping in. Can you not be so talented, Miss K says. I will do like Dragon Ball Z and do a spirit bomb, a talent bomb. That's what the channel is. Excuse me. That's what the channel is. It's a spirit bomb. But instead of spirit, it's a talent.
I will share my talent with the rest of you guys. And hopefully you guys can give it a shot too. Checkpoints is a good example. He shows me his art on Twitter all the time and it looks amazing. I agree, too much talent, share it. Alright, here you go. Earth, give me strength. Alright, Decepticon symbol. I can't say Autobots roll out though. Alright, so this is tricky. Don't want to screw this up. Ah! Ah! I get goofy when it's late at night. A couple dashes here, a couple dashes there. Alright, now don't want to screw these eyes up. Boom! Perfect. Well, not perfect, but I can only draw stick figures, Mo. Oh, the art sensei just showed up. Here, let me put him on. How you doing, white belts? I'll be on sometime next week, trust me. This guy, man, he thinks he knows how to draw. Okay, sensei, that's enough. No, seriously. Why do you gotta show them the wrong way to do things? Alright, sensei. That's enough of you. Alright, I'll take the sensei off for now. Megatron line for Decepticons is transform and rise up. Not sure what that means, Andy, but I'll take your word for it. For the longest time, I truly did believe it was natural talent. Then I finally actually tried to draw and have noticed improvement in each drawing, and that's key. Even if you're talented, if you don't practice your craft, you're gonna stagnate. And I've seen some people who thought they didn't have talent, and then they put out some amazing stuff. There's a friend I have in the Comic-Con circuit. His name is Brian LaBelle, and he has a lot of spirit. He really put his grit out there and really tried, and now he has tables at Comic-Cons. He's really pushing himself, you know, and that's all you need is determination beats talent. I've seen some talented people quit, but determination really pushes people. Dude, I need that. I started with stick figures just over a year back, but now I'm confident because of Sal. Oh man, that means a lot, Nathan. Thank you so much. Hey, if one thing I can do, if you guys can take anything away, is just don't give up. Show everybody your Super Saiyan abilities. The one thing art does, it really brings people together. And not to sound mushy here, but it's one of those things where you don't have to worry about the creed, religion, or orientation of the person. It's just about their art. If their art is good, who cares what they fall under? The art is the language. And that's what I try to teach, you know. It's just to have that part of the art speak for you. So what I'm doing now with the paint marker is I'm really using the paint marker to make the accents pop out. Yeah, I follow Brian on everything. Yeah, that's good, man. Brian's a good dude. Send that into CGC for me. I don't think I can afford CGC. Jason. I bet you did not watch Transformers Anarchy because that what Megatron said when he came back. Andy, I haven't watched really anything in a while. And if it's something I watched as a kid, Dragon Ball's different because every year I make a point of watching Dragon Ball all over again. But I haven't sat down and watched a Transformers cartoon in, I would say, at least 20 years. Alright, so now we're going to add the play here. Play. We're going to make it look like it's embossed. Is that the word? Embossed? Play. We got record. And then pause. And then this is the fast forward. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Oh, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Alright, so now I'm going to pause the... So now it is complete. Now we're going to add my signature. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Thank you and have a great night.
High capacity.
Get ready for the next battle.